Hi there, welcome to 90% Knitting. This is episode 380, and today is Thursday, December 30th, 2021. It's the last episode of 2021, and I'm really happy that we're ending on a nice even number, 380. That's a nice roundish, even, it's not roundish, it is a round number. Whatever, this isn't a math podcast. How are you? I hope you've had a really nice December. Haven't talked to you in most of the month because I recorded, I think, the very beginning, and now here we are at the very end. But I did give you the heads up that that would probably be the case. I decided that I would take advantage of the fact that my Christmas tree is still up. I'm at the table, obviously, and every time I touch it or bump it, the phone is probably going to wiggle because I realized this morning when I decided I was going to record that I totally forgot that my phone tripod is broken. It was broken the last time I recorded, and I thought, oh, I'll have plenty of time this month to order a different one. And then I completely forgot about it until today. So you are precariously perched on a box of Scrabble, Uno, a puzzle, Cards Against Humanity, the official Scrabble Player's Dictionary, and you're leaning against my Scotch tape dispenser. So that's what we've got today. And we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, how were your holidays if you celebrated, or how was just your December if you don't celebrate anything? I hope it was good. Ours was very nice, and you know what? It was super sunny until I sat down here, and now everything's going. The sun's going behind clouds. It figures, whatever. And I'm sorry about the echo because this is a big vaulted ceiling room, so everything echoes in here. It's been a while. Our December was really nice. I started out December trying to get caught up on all the things that I wanted to get done before the holidays, and then the closer we got to Christmas, the less I was really focusing on working. I was purposely trying to take some time off, and that's what I did. And then my mom and her husband were here for Christmas. Matter of fact, they just left yesterday. They were here a week, so that was nice. And it was the first time they've been here where I didn't have to work at all. Usually I have to do a little bit of something, and other than, just monitoring email and shipping out any orders that came in, I didn't have to work, and it was so nice. So I will talk a little bit more about our visit during the 10% What is Bringing Me Joy section of the podcast. Hey, Tippy. But yeah, we've had a nice December, and I'm feeling good. So I hope you are too. Just at the top of the episode, I want to just give you a heads up about my end of the year sale that's going to be happening in the shop tomorrow and Saturday. I do this every year, right at the cusp of the new year, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And excuse me. So I'm doing it again this year. Again, it'll be tomorrow, December 31st, and then Saturday, January 1st. And everything, no, not everything. You can use the coupon code Goodbye 2021, I'll put it down here, to get 30% off any regularly priced in stock yarn, fiber, or pattern items that are in the shop. Sorry, I need to take a drink. I'm really froggy. I think it's because I've been eating a lot of cookies and sweet stuff over the holidays, and that seems to make me froggy. Anyway, yes, that coupon is good for in-stock stuff only, yarn, fiber, and patterns, regularly priced. I don't think I have any yarn, fiber, or patterns that are on a discount right now. I actually went in and I reset anything that was discounted. I reset it back to its original price for the sale because then you'll be able to use the 30% off coupon, and the discount will be better than what it would have been with just the sale price. So that if you saw something that used to be on sale and suddenly it's not, and you're like, oh, I can't believe she made it full price again. That's why I want you to be able to use the coupon on it. So anyway, there will be that. And then I'm also doing other discounts that are not eligible for the coupon, but they are things that I wanted to at least offer at a discount. So there's going to be 10% off any of the Knit Pearl coffee mugs, greeting cards, and gift tags. The wine glasses and the beer glasses are not included in the sale, sorry. But there's also 10% off any of my scissors and snips and notions that are in the shop. Knitting needles are excluded from that. And then 15% off all of the shawl pins that are in the shop. I've got a good number of shawl pins, and I don't promote them a lot, and I don't know why, because they're a lot of fun. I've got pins from Jewel, I've got some Haya shawl pins, and then some really pretty hardwood shawl pins that are very affordable anyway. But anyway, those are all marked down 15% for the sale. So the only things that really are not going to be eligible for any sale pricing is, obviously things that are already discounted, you can't use the coupon for. The wine glasses, beer glasses, knitting needles, and gift certificates, which gift certificates are never discounted really. So that's what's going on with the sale. If you're on my newsletter list, you already got a newsletter about that today. I did post it to social media also, and I will put all that information in the show notes below in the description box as well. So anyway, just wanted to say that at the beginning of the show in case you don't make it all the way to the shop news and would like to know about it. So we're going to get into 90% now after I take another drink of my beverage, and I'm going to pull a Chevirel on you and I'll say, grab your drink, because I'm having a maple old-fashioned this afternoon because it's the holidays, and why not? I'm not going anywhere. I don't always drink booze in the middle of the afternoon on a Thursday, but when I do, it's probably going to be a maple old-fashioned because it's my favorite drink. Okay, well, let's move along. I will preface the 90% part by saying that several of the things that I have as finished objects, I can't show you because they were gifts and they've been gifted. Most of them I have pictures of those, so I'll be able to at least put those in here. Some of them I don't though, because I am bad at remembering to do that sometimes. But the very first finished object I have was not a Christmas gift. It was my J.R.R. Tolkien socks, which I did finish well in advance of Christmas, and they're ready for me to wear on J.R.R. Tolkien Day on January 3rd. So here they are in all their glory. This was some KnitSpinFarm yarn. Was it the Targhee? Yes, Targhee Sport. I knit them on US 1.5 needles and just my regular vanilla sock pattern, plain vanilla, ribbed cuff, heel flap, and gusset. Nothing exciting except the colorway is lovely. And they are sport weight, and I'm really hoping that maybe by January 3rd it's cooler because it's been so warm, unseasonably so. I had a sweater on before I started recording, like just a lightweight store-bought sweater, and I had to change. It was just way too warm. So here I am in my short sleeves on December 30th, and it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow, and I think Bill and I are going to go for a motorcycle ride, which is practically unheard of around here at that point in December, but you take your opportunities where you can. Anyway, socks are finished. Yay. My next finished object was a Christmas gift that I knit for my daughter. I know the last time I recorded, I'm like, oh, Christmas knitting. Am I going to do any gift knitting? Maybe. Yeah, I tried to do it all. Anyway, this is the yarn I used for. Ooh, that's an actual really good image of the yarn. It is, that blue is that blue, that bright. This is some Malabrigo Rios. It was in the Matisse blue color. And I knit her the Latu hat, which I will put, I think I have a picture, and if I don't, I'll take a picture of it when she gets home from work today. I've knit Latu before. The designer is Meiju KP. I knit it once before. I knit myself one, and I just wanted a kind of quick and easy hat to make for her since I was on a time crunch, and that one fit the bill, and she likes it. I knit it on US 4 and 5 needles. It did turn out a little more roomy than it needed to be. So after she had it a day, she's like, yeah, can you try to snug this up? So I did soak it, and then I ran it through the dryer for quite some time before it finally got completely dry and it was snugged up, but it's fine now. And if the picture that I put in here is the one that I think I have to put in here, it's the one where it had 3 different pom-poms on the top, because I did not put a pom-pom on it before I gave it to her. I decided to let her pick her pom-pom, and she chose the black one, so that's the one that's on it. So anyway, Latu, by Meiju KP using Malabrigo Rios Matisse Blue. My next finished object was a weaving project that I did as a gift for my mom and Roy, and it is a table runner in Steelers colors, so I will put that in here. And the yarn that I used for that was my Fiber Nymph Dye Works Cozy worsted weight base in soft black and gold. For some reason, my gold dye, the last couple batches of it that I've gotten, is running kind of orange. So it's not exactly the colors I wanted, but I did not have time to re-dye it. So it is what it is. And I think it looks fine, and they liked it. It's funny, it ended up being just a little bit over 5 feet long, which for me would not be long enough for a scarf, but my mom opened it and she's like, oh, I can wear this as a scarf. I'm like, well, you can. It's meant to be a table runner. But sure, not that she needs scarves in Florida very often. But yeah, so that turned out well. I totally warped my loom backwards when I was warping for that. I can't believe I did that again, because I did that once a long time ago and I thought I'll never forget how to do this correctly. And I even thought about it before I started warping the loom, and lo and behold, it was still wrong. At least I caught it this time before I had threaded the warp threads through all the holes. And so it was much easier to recover from and switch it around to have it the right way. So I have now taken a giant Sharpie and written back across the back beam of my loom so that I will never make that mistake again unless I'm really not paying attention. I used my Ashford 10-inch rigid heddle sample loom for that. My 24-inch loom is on my agenda that sometime before I get back into my regular work routine, I am going to finish that and put it together. I just have to, because there's a weave along going on in January, starting in mid-January, that I would like to take part in. And if I do end up doing that, I'll tell you more about it. But for right now, I'll just mention that that's like part of my impetus for actually getting that bigger loom put together. Okay, what else? Next up, oh, this one I can show you because I have it right here. This is called the Doubly Warm Rainbow Hat by Susan Z. Douglas. This is a pattern that was in Spin-Off magazine, I believe, an early 2000s edition. I learned about it through Amy from the Fat Squirrel podcast. Why I'm having a brain fart on the name of her podcast, I don't know. Amy Beth. Anyway, she knit one recently and I thought it was super cute, and so I thought I could make that for Bill, because Bill loves hats that have a lot of doubling around the ears to keep his ears warm. So here it is. It's a two-sided hat that gets put inside itself. You can do it with either side out. The pattern was originally written for hand spun. I obviously did not do it in hand spun. I did it in just some self striping. This was actually one of my Serendipitous stripes colorways in Cozy worsted weight. And then I dyed a red and a blue that are not the exact same colors in the striping, because I don't know what I did for the striping colors, but I got them close enough. My goal was to make this striped brim section, which is what you start with. You knit this big long rectangle, and then you Kitchener the edge together, and then you pick up all of your stitches on either end to do the two crowns. I wanted to make that long enough that once it was folded in on itself like this, it would still be wide enough to be folded up and be double without seeing like a whole bunch of this. Like, I don't want that. I wanted it to be really double. And I did the calculations and I thought I made it long enough, but I didn't. Like, Bill cannot wear this. Oh, this was for Bill. Did I say that? I don't know. My husband. This is way too short on him for that purpose. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't even like how this turned out. It was originally, I believe, written as a children's hat. And I think it's probably great as a children's hat. I am just not digging the vertical stripes on the brim for an adult male. It does nothing for me. He didn't care. I don't know that he was super excited about the hat. I think he would like it better if it had been longer, like I had really wanted it to be, but that's not how it turned out. So in the end, what I told him is I said, unless you really, really like the hat the way it is, I would like to rip it out and just reknit it into something else for you that will be better suited to what I know you like to wear. So that is my plan for this. This is going to hit the frog pond at some point. I just think it looks so funny this way. Really, I could open it up and stuff it and have a really weird looking bolster. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn it into a more wearable hat for its recipient. But it was an interesting experiment. Just did not quite turn out the way I had hoped for. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. And usually I have much better luck than that. So I can't complain too much. But I like the yarn too much to leave it as something that I know isn't going to really get worn as much as it could if it was better suited to Bill. So anyway, anything else I want to tell you about that? Not really. I did make a lot of modifications. Like I said, I modified how long I modified the number of stitches that I was knitting in the rectangle in order to make it wider, and then I obviously had to make it much longer to accommodate his head circumference. And then I also knit both crown pieces longer because I thought that would also help make the hat fit better and have more fold up ability. It just didn't. So anyway, that's that for that hat. The other thing, okay, this I can show you because it's not finished. I did finally cast on the fingerless gloves, the convertible gloves that my son asked for Christmas 2 years ago. And I never got them made because the yarn didn't come in time for me to start them that year. And then last year, I just never got to do them. And so this year I thought, I have got to do these. So I did cast them on, and I was doing them concurrently. So I have them going on 2 separate needles. And I got as far as the point where you will start doing the thumb. Now, and I did actually start the thumb on this one. So this yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the Cobblestone Heather colorway, which is very nice. You might remember this story if you've watched the podcast for a while. I ordered the yarn like at Thanksgiving that year when they were having one of their sales. I never received it. Like weeks went by, never received it. I got in touch with them a couple different times, and they finally ended up resending the yarn, which came immediately. And then like a couple weeks later, I got the original shipment. They're like, yeah, just keep it. So I've got a lot of this yarn, plenty to make these gloves and then some. But anyway, I'd had the yarn and I forgot that I actually had set 3 skeins of it aside in a project bag with the original pattern that I was going to use for it. And this pattern is Men's Convertible Gloves and Thumbs by Steph Thompson. However, when I went to start it this year and I looked at this pattern in my Ravelry queue, the pattern was no longer available, and I totally didn't remember that I had a copy of it printed out. So I ended up buying a different pattern, which is fairly similar. It is Men's Convertible Gloves by Shady Sheep. There is definitely a construction difference in these, though. The increases happen all on the outside part of the thumb, which is odd to me. I mean, I can see how it'll work out, but usually you have your increases here with a gusset happening, you know, where a gusset would take place. There is really no obvious gusset on these. There's just this ridge of the increases along the outside edge of the thumb. I wanted Chris to try these on when he was here. He came up for dinner the night my mom and Roy got here, and then I forgot to have him try them on because I thought, well, maybe I can still finish them by Saturday if he tries it on. But then I forgot. And then I actually forgot to have him try them on Christmas when he was here too. So I'm not going to work on these anymore until I can have him try them on, because they just, I mean, his hands are definitely much larger than mine. He's got very meaty man hands. But these just seem really big, and yet the thumb does not seem that big. So I need to make sure they're going to fit him before I spend all of the time doing all of these little fiddly half fingers, you know, and the thumbs. He wants the full thumb, just the convertible part will be the upper part of the fingers. So the flap will come down and he'll have his fingers free. So we'll see, but at least they're started. That's better than I've been doing in the past couple of years. Okay, it is getting so dark in here now. I mean, the light's still coming in so you can see me, but like I'm trying to read my paper here. Okay, what else have I worked on? I ended up frogging that top that I was going to make with my minis from the Indie Dyer swap. I got about probably not much further than I was whenever you saw it at the last podcast, and then I wasn't keeping up with it, but then I was opening the minis, and like as I was seeing the colors, I'm like, I don't know that I'm gonna like these just being put in randomly like this. And then I was also looking at what I was doing by doing the slipped stitches to try to mix up the colors, and I just thought, you know what, I don't love this. So I just cut my losses because I wasn't that far in, and I ripped it all out. So all of that yarn is just waiting for me, and I will do some sort of project with it. I don't know what yet, but it's not going to be that top, and it's not going to be right now. So that's what happened with that. Spinning, I did, however, spin all of my Winter Magical minis from, I kept a Mixed BFL silk mini set, mini collection. I did keep up with those. I'm forgetting, like maybe day 18. I got to day 18 and then I kind of slacked off because I was trying to knit all these Christmas presents at that point. And so after Christmas, I picked it back up, or after I finished all those projects, and I'm looking at my wheel sitting right there. I did finish spinning them, so they are all spun and all plied. I will take a picture of them laying out because I have them all laying out in order, and I will put that in here or here, wherever I put it in. I have to soak them yet. I have not soaked any of them, but I did put little labels on them that can go in the water so I can keep track of the days. I thought I might make another one of my Winter Magical shawls with the hand spun. I definitely ended up with enough yardage to do that. But now I'm thinking I might do something else. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm really happy with how they spun. I loved spinning them. I love doing the mini spinning for Advent, you know, leading up to Christmas. I've done mine before. I did one that Joanna from KnitSpinFarm offered one year. It's very rewarding. I don't know why. Maybe because I haven't been spinning much in the last couple years. I do think, though, my wheel is going to just stay out here in the corner of the dining room table, or the corner of the dining room, not the dining room table. That would be kind of awkward and inconvenient. But I do think I'm going to leave my wheel out so that I can spin more this year, because I really would like to get back to spinning. I enjoy it so much. Okay, and then, one other thing I did cast on before Christmas, and I think I cast it on just because I needed something to work on in the car one day. And I'm calling them my mystery gift socks because I figured if I got them done, I would give them to somebody for Christmas. I did not get them finished, though. It's just the first sock. And I can't remember if I showed these to you, or I don't think I did. This is just some Patton's Croix effects, and I don't even have the number written down here. Do I have it in here? Oh, I do. Patton's Croix effects, color, Clover Colors is what it's called. So, okay. I think probably when I do get these finished, I'll give them to Emma, because she does not have a lot of hand knit socks at this point. She does not know where a lot of her hand knit socks went, which is sort of troubling. I know she did get rid of a few pair that were older, didn't fit her anymore, or were starting to wear out, but yeah, they could be packed away in her stuff that she doesn't have out yet. I don't know. Whatever, but that's probably who will get those. So there's nothing really exciting to tell you about them other than the fact that I did start them, and they've just sort of been my project to work on when I need something to work on, you know, when I don't have brain space to think about something else. Okay, my house phone is now ringing. You can probably hear it in the background. I'm not going to jump up, and I'm not going to pause. We're just going to keep moving. All right, I think that is all my projects. Yes. That's everything that I have worked on, which honestly feels like a lot now that I think about it, especially since I did actually finish Christmas gifts that I hadn't even originally been planning to do. And I did actually make some other gifts that were not fiber related. Um, I, yeah, what did I do? Oh, I did a set of woodcut moons for Emma, like the different phases of the moon. I didn't get to finish it though. Once I finish it, I will show it to you. If you watch Andrea Mallory's podcast, I'll Knit If I Want To, in a lot of the shots in her podcast, she has this very similar thing. It's where I got the idea, actually. This garland with these moon phases. And I've always thought it was so cool every time I saw it. And I knew I could find them on Etsy because I had looked, but I wanted to make one because, you know, I like doing woodworky kind of stuff. So I did get them all cut out and stained, but I wanted to put like a glittery coat of stain on, or not stain, but a finish, like a polyurethane with some glitter in it or something. And I didn't have what I needed, and it was too late to go out and get it. So I still need to do that coat and then string them on something for her. So when that's done, I will show you. Anything else? No. We're going to move on, and I'm going to just talk real briefly about the 2021 Nature Make-Alongs, which obviously are over. I announced all of the last quarter winners last time. I did hear from everybody. Prizes have been sent out, so that part's all finished. The only thing remaining for that was me going through all of the entries and seeing who qualified for the full year Fiber Nymph Dye Works component prize, which the qualification was anybody who knit or wove or whatever, who used 200 grams, a minimum of 200 grams of Fiber Nymph Dye Works yarn or fiber per quarter of the Nature Make-Along would qualify then at the end of the year for an exclusive colorway, either in yarn or fiber, on the base of their choice. So I had really planned to get that taken care of earlier this month, like to get in touch with everybody, but it didn't happen until today. So if you were one of the people who did achieve that, and there were 6 of you, you should have an email from me by now. So check your email. The 6 people, though, I will just read your names real quick. The people who qualified for that were Christina C., Christine L., Kathy F., Amanda B., Sarah R., and Pam P. So if that is your name and you think that is you, then please, and you have an email, please get in touch with me and let me know your yarn or fiber choice. If, however, you took part and you did submit the finished object entry form for all your projects and you think you did qualify for that, but I haven't gotten in touch with you, please email me and I will go back into all the records and double check it and see. I could have made a mistake, and I don't want you to miss out, but I think I got everybody. But if I might have missed you, let me know and I will double check everything. And again, it would have had to have been, you would have had to have submitted the finished object form. It's not just having posted in the group. So anyway, okay. And that was, yeah, I'm not going to repeat the qualifications. You guys know what they were. I just said them. They're in the group. Moving ahead now, there will be the 2022 Make It Your Own Make-Along, which I talked about in the last episode. I think in the last episode I said I was going to get all that information up in the Ravelry group and on the Fiber Nymph Dye Works blog soon. Soon's kind of a relative term because it is not up there yet. I apologize, but in my defense, the make-along will not start until March, so we've got some time. I will definitely get that information posted in both of those places, though, sometime in January, so you'll have plenty of time to submit your own theme that you're going to use for each quarter, or just the first quarter. You can do it quarter by quarter. That's fine. I will have all that ready for you. Actually, I'm waiting for my my web guy to set up the forms for me, and I told him it wasn't like a big rush because I didn't need them until January. So, oh, excuse me. So that is coming, and I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see what you guys decide to do for that. Meanwhile, I'm thinking about the rest of my plans for 2022. I am going to participate in my own make-along. I'm going to kind of come up with my own themes that I would like to do. And, you know, you are welcome to use the same theme for all 4 of your quarters. That's totally up to you, or 2 of the 4, whatever. And I thought about maybe doing that for mine, but I don't know. I'm gonna go quarter by quarter for mine. However, January and February for me, I am going to devote to finishing up whips. I'm not saying I won't work on other things, but my primary focus, I want to be finishing up whips. I haven't worked on a lot of whips lately because I was trying to participate in the pigskin party with the Downseller Studio, and whips don't count in that. So I haven't worked a lot on whips, but to be honest, I really haven't been keeping up with the pigskin party stuff. I probably have things I still need to put in, like, you know, my finished objects for points. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about that too much. I just would like to get back like my space in those projects and get them done, because I've got sweaters, I've got shawls, I've got things that I would like to finish. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on in January and February. So if you would like to come along on that journey with me, either both of those months or part of that time or whatever, I would invite you to do so. I will start a thread in the Ravelry group, and I'll put a post in the blog on the Fiber Nymph Dye Works blog talking about that. So you're welcome to join in. I'd love to have you along. It's not going to be anything, no rules, guidelines, like just do your own thing with whatever whips you have that you want to finish up, whether it's 1 whip or 10 whips or whatever. It's just kind of fun to work on whips together sometimes and see that progress happening. So that's my plan for January and February. Carol from the Stitch in Time podcast is going to be running a year of the stash, I guess make along, I think is maybe what she's calling it. I don't think it's just knitting. She did put out a video introducing that whole project. I think she did that towards the end of Vlogmas, because she was doing Vlogmas videos too. So kudos to you, Carol, for getting like a special video out in the midst of all of that, and doing like, I think, a regular episode in there too. You were busy. But anyway, all that to say is I would like to take part in that too. I may wrap that into part of what I'm going to be doing for the Mio Mal as one of my themes. I don't know. I haven't actually watched her video about that yet. I need to do that so I know all the ins and outs of it. I don't know if she's considering whips as part of like stash. You know, some people do, some people don't. I do, but you know, that doesn't matter. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to try to take part in that, because I have a lot of stash. I mean, that seems so unnecessary to say, but I do. And I know Carol is doing her own personal sock yarn club, where she is putting like 12 different skeins in 12 bags and then just pulling one a month to make socks from them. I've done that in the past, and that is kind of fun. I don't think I'm going to do that though for socks, because I don't really need more socks. I love knitting socks, and I always have at least a pair of socks on the go just to have something mindless to work on. But I was thinking I could even do that with other yarns that I would like to use up, and maybe challenge myself to come up with a project that isn't socks for the yarn that I put in the bag. So I may do that just as an added bit of fun for myself. As far as the rest of my plans and goals, if you will, for 2022, I have lots of things in mind that I'd like to do. I have not had the time to just sit and work on planning for next year. I want to, and I hope to do that over the next, week or so. But I'm not pressuring myself to get that all figured out and written in stone by January 1st. I used to be that way. I was like, you have to have all of your stuff lined up for the new year before January 1st. And that doesn't matter, because 9 times out of 10, when I rush to do stuff like that, like, I end up changing my mind anyway. So I'm not putting that pressure on myself. And honestly, I'm trying to not put pressure on myself where I don't need to, just in general, because I end up with such high expectations for myself. And then if I don't meet them, it frustrates me. And I don't need that. None of us do. We all need to take a break and give ourselves a pass on stuff. So anyway, I have a lot of things that I'd like to do, both business-wise and personally, not just craft related, but just, in general. And so I'm going to be working on sort of trying to set up my year to come over the next several weeks and feel good about it rather than stressed about it. So all of that to say, as I come up with new things and as I have things to share with you, I certainly will. It is just getting darker and darker as I record. It's only 4:30. This is crazy. Anyway, I think that's it for 90%. Shop news, quite honestly, like I already said, December's been a month of just catching up on things and taking a rest from things, and I really needed the rest. I was so burned out. Like, between the last 2 years, I know it's crazy. Like, the pandemic's been crazy for everybody and it's put stresses on us, but like, business-wise, I've been busier in these past 2 years with the pandemic than I was in other years, which seems weird to me, but that's just the way it was. And maybe part of it was the fact that I was home so much that I felt like I should always be working. So again, that could have been like my own expectations I was putting on myself and, not being helpful to myself. So it's been nice to just have some weeks that I could relax and not have that kind of pressure. But otherwise, shop news is the end of the year sale, which I already talked about, but just real quick, it's tomorrow and Saturday, the 31st and the 1st. The coupon code is Goodbye 2021 for 30% off any of the regularly priced in stock yarn, fiber, and patterns that are in the shop. And then there's the additional discounts taken off of other things that the coupon doesn't apply to, but there are the discounts. So like the 10% off the Knit Bop Pearl coffee mugs, cards, and tags, notions, scissors, things like that. 15% off all the shawl pins that are in the shop. And then again, the only things that are not discounted further with the coupon are things that are already discounted otherwise. Gift certificates, the Knit Bop Pearl wine glasses and beer glasses, and knitting needles. I think that's everything. I will say again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this the last episode, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention again in case you didn't hear about it. I do now have a $20 flat rate international shipping option in the shop. So if you are outside of the US, meaning Canada or any other international location, you can get flat rate shipping for $20, which kicks in once you've put 2 or more items in your cart. If you only put 1 item in your cart, it will still just be the regular shipping, which I don't remember what that amount is. It's less than $20, which is why it only kicks in after 2 or more items. So yeah, I'm really happy to be able to offer a little bit of a break. I know it's not the same as the free shipping I do for US over $50 order, but I can't do that for international. But if you are placing a larger order internationally, which a lot of people do, like if they want to take advantage of better shipping rates, they often do that anyway. So this should make it even better for you. So I hope that will be helpful. And if you're going to shop the sale, that might really come in handy. If, however, like you end up buying smaller items that have a smaller amount of shipping in general, I'm not sure how that's going to work out with the flat rate. I don't know if my web guy was able to make the system know that it isn't like that. But long story short, if for some reason you are overcharged on shipping, even with this new setup, I will refund you the overage, which is something I've always done anyway. But when it comes to like yarn and fiber and things like that, that's where it's going to be most handy for you. So let's see, what else? I think that's everything for shop news. 10%. What's bringing me joy since I talked to you last? Having the downtime has been quite joyous. Having my mom here and her husband, that was lovely. We had such a nice time. Like I said, I didn't have to work while she was here, so we just had a lot of fun playing cards, playing Uno, making a puzzle, We watched Hamilton on Disney Plus one night. That was fun. What else did we do? Oh, we went to the Immersive Van Gogh exhibit in Pittsburgh on Monday. Bill and I had wanted to go, and then we never got tickets, and then they ended up extending the exhibit for more dates, and so we decided we would take them with us, and we went on Monday. It was really cool. If you haven't seen that, it was nifty. I could have sat there and just watched it several more times. And we probably could have stayed in there and watched through it again. I don't think my mom and Roy really would have enjoyed that. They enjoyed seeing it, but I think once was enough for them. And then we went out to lunch. But otherwise, we were really just here at the house. I cooked a lot. Like the first few days they were here, I cooked myself silly until I finally said, I'm not cooking anymore. We're going to eat leftovers because there was so much food. In fact, on Christmas Day, like I had been really organized. I had planned out menus for every day, what I was going to have. And I think we only ended up eating from those menus like twice because we just kind of winged it. But on Christmas Day, I was planning to do like a sit-down dinner, a ham dinner and everything, and faux ham for Emma and I. But then we also like to do a lot of like munchy foods throughout the afternoon, you know, like appetizers and stuff. And so I said, you know what, this is silly. We're going to have all this munchy stuff all afternoon. Nobody's ever hungry for the whole dinner. I said, I'm switching things up. I'm calling an audible, so to speak. And I decided I'd cook the ham, but we'd just have it for sandwiches. And then instead of making mashed potatoes, I made potato salad. Instead of broccoli, I made broccoli salad. And we just had like all of the sides as snacky stuff with the sandwiches, and it worked out great. And we pretty much ate from that for the rest of the time they were here when we were eating in. So that worked out. But yeah, it was just really nice getting to spend the time with them. And it's funny because we don't have a spare room, so we give them our room, and Bill and I slept out in our camper, which our motorcycle camper that pops up and is basically, it's a queen size bed. But I would try to show you. It's on the front porch right now. It's kind of funny. We were able to move the camper onto the front porch. Usually we have it under the deck, but because there wasn't anything on this one part of the porch, Bill said, well, I think we could put it up here. And it was great up here because it's much more protected from the wind. And it was great. And we had an electric, like a, what's it called? Extension cord running out there that we have this little space heater, and we plugged it in like 20 minutes or so before we were going to go out there on the nights that it was really chilly, and it warmed it up, and then we could turn it off, and we just slept under, you know, in sleeping bags with a couple extra blankets on top. It was so toasty, and I always sleep really, really well in that camper. It's so comfortable. I sleep better in it than I do our bed, actually. I don't know why, but my mom was like, oh, I feel so bad for making you sleep outside. It's like, please, I really enjoyed it. So we did that. So I think that's probably the highlights of that. Oh, I got earrings. Look at my earrings Emma bought me for Christmas. I got a lot of fun stuff for Christmas. I'm not going to like go through it all. But yeah, she got me these amethyst earrings that have these spiders on the end. I just thought they were so cool. So my kids got me a lot of really neat stuff. They spoiled me this year. Bill got me a new exhaust system for my Ural, which I actually asked for because when we were on the BDR last summer, I lost the one side of my muffler system. There's two mufflers on the bike as it comes stock. And like the one, like rocks will just hit it. Like if you're not careful, they can jam it, and I did that twice and lost the muffler, and it was a real pain. But they make an aftermarket set that like puts the two mufflers into one, and then the muffler is up higher, and so you don't catch it on stuff when you're doing the off-road stuff. So he got me that for Christmas and is actually downstairs trying to put it on right now. So I was down there helping him earlier. Yeah, so got that. Oh, he got me a float bag for my kayak because my old one was like dry rotted. It helps you stay buoyant, like if you take on water. So yeah, I'm trying to think, just little things, you know. It was a nice holiday. You don't need presents to make it happy. I didn't really get anything fiber related from family. A friend did send me a lovely little care package though, that had all kinds of cute things in it and really nice. And I know you're probably watching, and thank you again. In fact, let's see. This was one item that was in it. Isn't it cute? So adorable. So that was such a sweet treat. Oh, I did make more of these birds. This is the one I showed you in the last podcast. I did end up making several more of these because I was giving them to some friends. And I actually have several more that are in process because I have other people to give them to, who I don't usually see right around the holidays. So I had like time to finish those. I have to finish those yet. But anyway, I was just like looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, birds. I did more birds. Anyway, yeah, we don't really have any New Year's Eve plans. Like I said, we might go out on a motorcycle ride tomorrow since the weather's supposed to be warm and it's not supposed to be raining. So that'll be fun. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be he and I because I think Emma has plans. So we'll probably just hang out at home, maybe watch a movie or something. We fixed our DVD player. It wasn't connecting to the TV right out here in the living room. And actually, I think that was more user error on my part, but there was also a sound issue. So we got all that figured out, and we were able to find the extra HDMI port on the back of our TV so that I can now plug my computer in and we can watch stuff like stream stuff. That's how we watched Hamilton on this TV, rather than having to gather around my laptop to watch things. So that was handy. I think that's probably everything. I will talk to you again probably in another week or two. I don't know how the podcast is going to look moving forward. This is one of those things I've been thinking about. I've been doing these podcasts. It'll be 11 years in January. And I enjoy doing them, but I kind of feel like I need to change things up a little bit. Just because it's not just to change them, just to change them. I would just like to do some different things. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking about maybe just doing kind of one main podcast a month to catch up on all the major things, and then maybe doing some smaller episodes throughout the month that focused on specific things. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. So you can let me know what you think. I don't know that I would necessarily call it vlog style because I don't see me doing like, the vlogs where you're taking you through my day all the time or anything. I do that. I've done that occasionally, but that's not my thing either, really, unless it's for a specific purpose. So I don't know. But I will be podcasting in the new year, and I will definitely be talking to you in January, letting you know about my whips. Like I said, I'm going to do a special episode, just doing you a whip roundup for you. And then I'm going to do, I'm wandering now because now my brain's thinking about these other things that I want to do. And this isn't something that you need to see me process. You'll hear from me, but it'll be a week or two. Anyway, have a really wonderful New Year's. I hope you're safe and happy and have fun. I hope your holidays have been exactly what you needed them to be, whether that was relaxing and quiet or full of noise and fun and activity. Whatever it was, I hope you've had that, and I hope your New Year's is the same. And I just want to encourage you to not stress yourself out about having to set yourself up for the new year and know exactly what your plans are and your goals. Like, just ease into it. It's okay. Take it day by day if you have to. Sometimes that's the best way to go about it. I'm going to sit with my planners here in the next few days, though, and I'm going to kind of map some things out that I want to do. But I'm not going to, kill myself to, have it all in stone before the end of the first week of January or something. It'll just be what it's going to be, and it'll be fine, and it'll be fine for you, too. All right. Take care, my friends. I love you guys, and I can't wait to go into 2022 with you. So, see you later. Bye.